So, hi everybody, good day to you, and welcome to Essex Villa yet again. I'm so excited to be at your face, but this time I am not here alone, right? So, this is the month of what again? June, and June is one month that has been set aside to maybe the word is celebrate actually, because it's a full month that is set aside to create awareness about men's mental health. Shocking to know that there's a full month, 30 days. And this, anyways, let's not enter inside that matter. And they'll be dragging our 4 days with us in a year. It's all right. So today we're going to be looking at, you know, zooming in on the men. Want to look at, their mental health. What are some of those things that you know, bring about that pressure for them that they are not even aware of? What societal expectation from the men, marital expectation, all everything expectation, even religious expectation. But I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have an expert in the house. He's going to introduce himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome Mr. TJ as he gets to introduce himself to us, and then we dive really deep into this conversation. It's good to have you here, sir.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
Thank you, Soher, and it's good to be with you here, discussing about men. It's interesting to have women discuss men. It makes it very interesting because I think we're gradually getting a hang of this.
Okay.
It's been always told that men should celebrate the women, men should support the women, men should do this for the women, and yada yada.
Yeah.
Because men have this, men have that.
Correct.
But now having a woman champion this is worth celebrating and acknowledging. So, guns up for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm taking up my flowers, all in fact my gardens. Thank you
So, my name,
yes.
depends on what you want to call me. Some call me TJ, some call me Tom and Jerry. But I'm Coach TJ Chunu, Tejiri Jerry Chunu, and I'm your friend, a family life practitioner, a digital parenting coach, a teens leadership coach, and possibly your best friend.
So yes, I'm so excited because technically I have my colleague in the house, another family systems practitioner. Yes, and we're both from IFED.
Yes.
So TJ, you know that, like you already mentioned, this is not a subject that we really get to delve in a whole lot, because somehow we are taught that there's a way the man is supposed to be. There is a perspective, there is, maybe we want to call it a digital version, a printed version of the male, like he's supposed to be like this. A man shouldn't cry, a man shouldn't do this, all of those expectations on the male child. But then again, the subject of mental health in Nigeria is not really, is, in fact, thank God we are still creating a lot of awareness about it.
It's actually you did, Chris. I want to say mental health. No, really, that's how it comes out when you talk about mental health.
Yeah, so people just feel like, I know the Chris, which one be mental health? Are they okay? I still they work up. But let's really begin from here, TJ. Before we just delve in deeper, what comes to mind? What do you think people need to know when we talk about men's mental health? What should the male know about their mental health?
I think, like the word goes, I wouldn't want to go into deep definitions.
Yes.
Just as the word goes, mental health. How healthy is your mind? And this is important to think because the average human being takes a whole lot of time, just like you. I'm just trying to imagine how long it took you to do this beautiful makeup. Yes, the average day. We constantly take our bath, constantly brush our teeth. You ask the average person why? Because they want to look good, they want to smell good, they want to talk and have orders that'll chase people away. They take time, going to your tailor to get beautiful pieces like this, ensuring your hair is done. Then that's you've taken care of, your outlook, and you want to go into your in look. You take time to ensure you eat well, go to the gym, give your body good shape and all that. The question I'll be asking any person hearing this is, what are the importance of those? Okay. Now, another question I would add to that while I'm answering your question, like Nigerians, we use questions to answer questions.
And we understand.
Is which is the most important part of your being as a human, which is the engine room for your life. I think that the mind is the engine of every human.
Of course, yes.
Good. So when you go out to your car, what do you do in the morning? Averagely, you check to ensure your engine can carry you. So you put in water, you check the oil to ensure the engine can function.
Yes.
So you find out that we've taken care of the tires, we've dusted the seat mat, we've washed the body of the car, but we have not checked the engine. So constantly we bathe, constantly we brush, constantly we do all this. But when last did you ever say, I want to check the state of my mind? Yeah. So what is mental health? Mental health is ensuring that the state of your mind is perfect. How do you know, not necessarily perfect, but in good shape? How do you know that your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions align in such a way that whatever people experience from you helps humanity get better at all times?
Beautiful. So whatever people get to experience from you makes humanity better by all time. So that just really would just lead us like into the next line of conversation, right? But then just to pick up from your last line, knowing that whatever you do, one of the ways you can tell that your mental health is intact is knowing that whatever comes out from you serves good to society.
Yeah.
Now the question is, for the male, for the boy child, when he's a child, everything seems to be okay, daddy, mommy. But as he grows, the pressure intensify. What is expected of him intensify. Reality dawns on him. He realizes that, as I sit down for us, my mama go bring food for me. No be so he be true for life. And then he realizes that, bro, for you to be like a man, Iga is supposed to be. There's some level of affluence, some wealth. You need to be able to command. Yes, I won't stay there because, all of this expectation, this pressure, and all of that. How do you think that the male can, still ensure that he's in a place where he functions well, where he's still of benefits to humanity? We're not even going to streamline to parenting or marriage yet, but to humanity in general.
Okay. I will use my analogy, which I started with, which is that of the car. How do you ensure your car functions? It's simple. How do you show you're in perfect health? I think it's also simple. If you are having a headache, if you're having a stomach ache, maybe an ache in the leg somewhere, you know what to do, right? What do you do?
You visit the doctor?
You visit the doctor. Yeah. It's as simple as that, but it's also complex because we do not have a culture that makes us check our mental state. Yes. So when you talk about your mental state, like, I jokingly said earlier, and you affirmed, it's almost pointing to the fact that you are mad, you've lost your senses. Yes. When for a fact, anyone who's thinking that way is truly mad.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think we actually have a lot more mad people out there, and that's why the world looks so chaotic. So how do you ensure what you do affects humanity? Is one, ensure that you are from time to time seeing a therapist, not because you're mad, but because you don't want to be mad. Seeing a therapist. So today I saw a woman, she should be in her 50s, what we call new madness.
Wow.
She just snapped.
Yes, wow.
At the center of the road.
Oh no.
Yeah. This morning. And it broke my heart because she should have been showing signs, but people didn't notice. She herself would have been ignoring because it's not our practice to visit therapists. Yeah. So that's one thing I encourage people. Yeah. So it's not out of place to see a mental health practitioner, a therapist. It's also recommendable that you find yourself in an environment of people who are pro humanity.
Yeah.
People who do things that add value, people who do things that inspire, people whose value you align with, people whose value you could aspire to. It's recommended that you find yourself in that circle. I like to use relatable analogies. We say if you know five thieves, you're actually wrong. There are six. If you know five wealthy people, you didn't count well. There are six. You are the sixth wealthy person. So if you have friends who are aspiring and doing things towards humanity, so I sat down and I thought about my circle of friends. I don't have any friend that isn't doing anything that challenges me. Yeah, all my friends are bigger than me. They're achieving big things. Anytime I connect with them, you can't catch us discussing, women in a negative light. You can, we don't. Our conversation is how to do more, how to become better. What by default, when I'm in my own space, what do you think I'm thinking? How to ensure that I do better.
Yeah.
So that's another way you can also ensure that. Then you want to also take time to check how you respond or react to things. Yeah, that will help you, readjust to realities. Am I always reacting? Am I responding? If I can identify this, that's basically being aware of your it's emotional intelligence starting with you.
Yes.
Yeah. That's being aware. What that does is that it also helps put you in the path towards healing, put you in the path towards, if you can be more aware.
Thank you very much, Uncle TJ. Thank you very much. So before I even talk about the statistics, I want to quickly ask Uncle TJ, what are some of the early signs of emotional distress?
Woo.
In men. So let's zoom it in to men.
Yeah, let me say 12. So, unfortunately, the man has been taught to, rather than regulate, he has been taught to suppress emotions.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's more of emotional suppression rather than emotional regulation. And in as much as, the men don't cry thing will stop the tears, it doesn't stop the pain.
Okay.
So what happened is that, or what you see, there are different things, because when emotions are suppressed, there is, permit me, can I be natural?
Please do. We want this to be as natural as this can be.
In my house, when we fart, we celebrate it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a gift to be able to fart. I'm saying that to say this. Farting is a necessary part of our system.
Yes.
To be healthy.
Yes.
If you doubt me, just hold it for 1 week. You'll be admitted.
You will.
Yeah. So your system needs to release that gas, and when it's not released, it causes problem within. You implode within.
Yep.
That's actually part of what happened when men suppress their emotions. And I'll say, so sometimes it smells. It doesn't need to be. It could be a silent fart. It could be, I'm using that here. It doesn't need to smell or feel right. It just needs to be let out. Yeah, to remain healthy. So when men bottle this, sometimes those silent pain turns out as anger, aggression. Yes. Yeah. So it's sadness, not really aggression. But because men have not been taught how to, self-regulate, understand their emotions, what happens is that emotions are overlapping. Yeah. So you see aggression, you see anger. That's a sign of mental health. Yeah. Every time you're shouting and, you feel, I was in, this was a training I was having, and, I just popped up this husband and wife question. And I asked, why do we really quarrel? And people went. And after they said all, which, yeah, all valid, I said, so why are we shouting when we quarrel? If the goal of the quarrel is XYZ, that's the goal of the quarrel. Do we need to shout? Yeah. So you find out that our programming that has fixed our mental state in an unhealthy way, gets us to react with aggression. So that's one. There are many other things when men start becoming, yes, that's another use of substance. Yeah. Get addicted to things they want to. So you can even get addicted to work.
Yeah. Yes.
So a whole lot of work pressure.
Oh my God.
A whole lot of work pressure just to, you're working so hard, not because the work is hard, but because you're trying to just, that's one. Another thing is when you see men withdraw. Yeah, they can withdraw into their phones. They always have, they really don't have anything.
They have to be busy. They have to be seen to be busy.
They just have to avoid the triggers.
Yeah.
That's another sign. We can go on and on, but there's so much. There's so much that we need to know as the effect or the impact of mental health issues for men.
Oh wow. So I think that there's one the real where you go end last if nothing is done. Uncle today is suicide. In extreme cases.
Yes. So that when I talk about the effects, it gets that far. Because men men traditionally, I won't say naturally, because God did not create the male to be unable to express himself. But society has cultured man that way, not to be able to express himself. So when he bottles, like I said, yes,
he cannot cry.
Yes, why shouldn't he cry?
He has to have it all.
Why shouldn't he cry?
He has to lead. If he cries, who am I supposed to lead to? I don't understand.
I get tears within. If I punch him to needle, will blood come out?
Yeah, blood will come out now.
If I punch myself, then will blood come out?
Blood will come out, but you are the man.
But that's a human response. It has nothing to do with gender. Yeah, it's a human response. If I slap you, will you feel it?
I will feel it.
If you slap me, will I feel it?
You should not feel it. That's the point. Because you're a man. That's what the society is saying.
No, I'm human. That's what we should be saying. And I'm first human. Before man, I'm first human. Yes, and if we understand and appreciate that, we get to know that whenever we suppress, like I said, we implode within, and that can lead. Statistically has it that the suicidal rate for men is higher.
Yes,
because sometimes they feel no matter how men don't love being misfits.
Yeah,
in a world that has trained them on performance. Yeah. So they do all they can, even when it's not. Sometimes we do things that are not convenient because we know it's the sacrifice to, achieving a greater goal. But that's not the context here. But they do all, not because of the greater goal, but because, or I would say, the greater expectation.
Yeah.
Here, the greater expectation is not even internally driven, it's externally driven.
Now, you see why this conversation is interesting to me. Just realizing that the suicide rate amongst men is really, really high. And in my life, and yeah, I'm thinking, why all of that won't die? We need men. You cannot die. We need you alive. We need you alive. I mean, for real. We need you alive.
We need us alive too.
We need everyone alive. But again, because this is celebration of men's mental health awareness month. So I'm taking sides with the men today. I'm taking sides with the men. And on TJ, you said something really strong. Suppression instead of regulation. And so we get to see, it feels like the way to release all of this is either toxic masculinity,
yes,
anger. So if it's in the case of a man who is married, relationship breakdown comes in. It's just.
Let me just say this here. I think society probably should be to women. A lot of people may attack these statements.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that a lot of men are actually not the way you think they are. Yeah.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of men are actually not the way you think they are. Have you ever wondered why women have so much influence over men? 1. 2, are women using that influence, going back to my definition of mental health? Are they using that influence to help the man rightly express himself? I'm not saying here, oh, the women is your responsibility, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is, if as humans are the best expression of our mental health and purpose as humans to help humanity become better, are we helping just as we expect the men to help by providing, by protecting, by what's all the expectations that
It's
men
not
should
help.
do?
It's their responsibility.
It's
That's the point.
yes. But we can dive into that and we get to realize that it is the responsibility of human. That's what I'm getting to, is the responsibility of the human. But because this is not that conversation. I don't want us to go there.
Honestly.
But because
it's like we're going there already. Yeah, and I think this is the real conversation.
It has also put, from time past, and then if we want, see, we can start blaming tradition and culture that we can't effect any change in. So we now start looking at what point can we infuse an intervention, and where can we lead this in such a way that it doesn't create another gap somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of, we can agree that there's a whole lot of girl-child empowerment that is creating bigger gaps. That's really where I'm coming with this conversation. So responsibility or no responsibility. So I agree. I'm supposed to do ABC. I'm supposed to do 1, 2, 3. And you're expecting me to do it. I don't lack the capacity to do it, but I lack the will, because I have been programmed. We all have been programmed. I could also lack the capacity. So let me bring something that shocked me. I had a quarrel with my wife, and now this has a religious intonation, but it's pointing at something I want us to learn from this conversation. I had a hot one, and then I yelled at her, and I was like, "You always make me shout." Yes,
always makes you shout.
Yes. And then internally, I had a conversation with the Holy Spirit. Well, shut up. So, and Holy Spirit told me basically, you say this woman cannot do this. Yes. You can do this. Yes. How can someone who cannot do this is making you who can do what you know you should not do? At that moment, my eyes were open to realize that it was not a lack of her capacity to function. It was a lack of my capacity to manage her lack of capacity.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Okay.
That was the learning. Was she wrong? Yes. Was my pointing to her that she's wrong going to help things right? No. I now had to play the bigger role. And also in the reverse, there are times where you, as the woman, you are the more aware person. At that point, your role is to help me. Like I said, it's not a gender thing, it's a human thing. Your role is to help this human being regain maybe
direction, bring him back.
Bring him back to the place where he functions maximally, rather than pushing him with your expectations and shouting him down. What happens is that we now reverse back to the place where there's the aggression that ends in suicide.
Oh, wow. So we've said a whole lot. We started by looking at what mental health is, if streamlined to men. We looked at what are some of the early signs of unaddressed, and then, we now just looked at some of the consequences, some of the things that we get to see with emotional isolation, anger, aggression, suicide, and self-destructive behavior, and all of those things. Okay, so you've been talking about, programming. Men don't cry. Men has to be strong. And I, on a lighter note, said it's his responsibility. He has to provide. Yeah. Before we come to the conversation where we tend to forget that we are all human first. At the beginning, I was talking about, why do we socialize the male child different from the female child? You already began to pursue that line of thought already, but I'm trying to want you to niche down in it too. Is there something there that affects the men's mental health in that socialization, in the upbringing. So can we quickly look into that?
Yeah, so let me start from midway. A lot of men are waking up to shock. Yeah. They have been underprepared for reality. Someone somewhere, some centuries ago, sat down and in their understanding from what built cultures placed men in this made society a patriarchal society, and it was the men, and the women, weaker vessel, as it was postulated then, were reserved to certain roles.
Yeah.
Interestingly, the role of the woman was more enterprising than the role of the man. So the women became the homemakers. You know, naturally they already had the ability naturally to reproduce, nurture and reproduce, and now when our society now put them in a place where they just do that domestically. As time progressed,
a fight that is on the go now, unpaid labor.
As time, there's a lot of there was this Beijing conference that started, this feminism and all that. As time progressed, information, people became more aware. Society found it very difficult to swallow this and spew it out better. We had the battle of the sexes, but over time, the boy has been trained with an entitlement mentality. Yes, he has been trained with an entitlement mentality, and the woman has been empowered, trained with a sense of responsibility.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you see the boy becoming a man who is in the place of authority, power. The woman grows to a place of responsibility and influence. Yeah, and then these two now want to become one. I leave the rest to your imagination.
It's all right.
But basically, what we have done is we have messed up the future of men with the upbringing. I don't think in my house, and that's the way my mom brought me up, I don't think there's any gender role except that is biologically restricted. Yeah. So at 12, my mom had taught all the boys to cook. Yes. Cooking is a need for humanity, and I'll go back to my conversation on humanity. Every human needs food. The male doesn't need food more than the female. Yeah. And if cooking is a need, then the male or the female should be able to provide. Yes. The house needs to be clean, right?
A human need.
It's a human need. So can we learn to clean? I think what we should be doing is teaching a sense of responsibility, teaching resilience, rather than abdicating roles based on gender. That's what I think. Right now, my own house, I took what I learned from my parents down to my children, and we rotate, jump functions. There was a time, the very first time my children tasted my stew I cooked, my son literally told my wife, "Mommy, Daddy can cook better than you." And then,
God!
No, please, I will take my flowers at this point.
Okay, yeah.
And then,
give you some.
And then, my wife angrily went to taste the stew. And ladies and gentlemen,
I've heard it was.
I'm glad to announce to you, she ate my stew for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And she was saying I put sugar in it.
Oh wow!
And for me, it was all thanks to a mother and a father who understood this and created that environment for us to learn. So I think when we raise children to be whole in their approach to life responsibility, we raise a better future for us.
Yeah. So you technically just took this out of my mouth, because every time I have to talk about mental health, there is a line in the WHO definition of mental health that I like to stay on, where it talks about the fact that your ability to be able to withstand the stresses of life and still be functional in
That's where
society.
resilience comes in.
Yeah. So you literally just took that off, because the next thing I was going to say to you is, okay, when I asked the question about how the socialization of different sexes tend to maybe put more pressure on the male when it comes to, or becomes more disadvantageous to them with regards to their mental health. I actually just talked about that, training them to feel entitled, training them to feel like a king. you know some parents get to tell them things like, when you don't marry, na person go serve you. So you have male children who expect, even when they have older sisters or even younger one, you see that you can literally just see from that childhood that the toxic masculinity is already coming up.
My house,
Mommy, give me water. Somebody has to quickly go and bring. Wait till you want.
My wife was telling my son, don't you know you're a prince? And then I said, we are the servants, right? He got the message.
Mm-hmm.
He got the message. I said, if you are the prince, then we are your servants. Mm-hmm. I took it light, from that point. And I told him, asked him a simple question. So what makes you a prince?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the fact that you've been crowned a prince? You're born in a royal line. And if you're born in a royal, with all due respect, I pointed to a political leader and asked him, why are people talking bad about the son of a political leader?
Mm-hmm.
Is it not the son of a political leader? Yes, but why are people attacking him?
Yeah.
I say, so it's not the name. It's not the
name
title.
doesn't make the man. Yeah.
Yes. So it's the value.
Exactly.
So people will treat you with love and respect if you can show leadership with love. So I'm teaching him how to lead with love. That makes you a better prince.
Exactly. One who can really feel
yeah,
for his people. So empathy
is
at play.
key.
So
Yeah.
something that a lot of us really don't like to talk about. So now that we've been able to establish the foundation and all of that, what could be some of the causes of mental health issues for men? We've looked at upbringing. We've talked about societal pressure. It's easier for us to put the blame on people, but just realizing that they no help you as you dig grow, and nobody is your slave, nobody is your servant. Reality is quite different when you turn to this adult thing. That's why you now hear things like, nobody told me, so that's what adults would be. And they tell themselves that it's easier for the ladies because it feels like there's a guy in my space, he will provide. So that puts a lot of financial pressure. He will provide, he has to. And so he thinks naturally that the only thing that stands me out and makes me a man is my ability to make money and provide. So when he now realizes that cannot be so, there are some people who don't care about your money, he feels trapped in his mind. So it comes to him as some level of emotional pressure, relationship breakdown, and all of that. So having said that, I just want to quickly ask you, TJ. One of the things we've talked about is suppression rather than regulation. And one of the ways to regulate is when you're able to talk about how you're feeling. But what we realize is that males don't talk. You already began to mention some of those things. Men don't cry. A man has to be strong. From a young who, don't you know you're the man of the house, and that man of the house is in that function of savage it, suck it all in. You need to be able to fix this. It's broken. You as a man must be able to find a way to fix it. So, and then you see that a man can talk. You said it, that men are not really the way we think. They want to express themselves. So you see that man that is not talking, he can talk about football. He can talk about politics. He can talk about everything, but then still doesn't feel safe, even amongst his own peer, fellow male, to talk about the emotional, psychological pressure that he's going through. How can we salvage that? Why is that? And how can we salvage that?
So, football over feelings. Well, World Cup is going on, so you get a lot of men talking. And basically, I mentioned that earlier. Society has taught us to, or has measured demand based on performance.
Yes.
So it's more of the outward, the extrinsic. It's more of what we can do and cannot do. It's no longer who we are or who we are not. And why would, this would be hitting one nail. Why would a man wake up one day and say, I feel like a woman? I leave this question for my opponent to answer. I leave this question for my opponent right now to answer.
Okay. But opponent is not here, so nobody will answer.
But then it's because I'm not justifying anything. But then because we have been measured by who we are. No, sorry, we will be measured by what we do and not who we are. Yeah. So internally, there is an identity crisis. Yeah. So a man truly wants to be heard. A man wants to be hugged. A man wants to hear I love you, even but if they don't hug themselves.
Yes, now. When female, we can hug ourselves, we can call ourselves and say, "Hey, babe, where are you?" That now you're referring to a fellow female now. Because let me tell you, Uncle TJ, this thing you just said, last 2 weeks, I was pressured, like I was working, and I just picked up my phone and called one of my friends. Alpha, where you dey? He said, I'm in the gym. You don't close for work. I said, come to the house. I just need the hug. I cannot go to the house. Can you just come around? I just need you around. I just need some. And she came. So I wonder, are men able to?
Yeah, the men is is the suck it up, and that's where we implode. Yeah, because like I said, society has trained us on performance, and that is why the statement like he has to provide now comes, because provision, yes, is no longer the ability now. Provision is measured financially. Provision is not even seen in presence. Is he able to provide his presence as a covering for the children of the family? It's not measured. Yeah.
But we have want to scatter a table. This table that you are entering now.
It goes back to performance. So when the man is not able to perform, sexually is not able to perform. Oh, he's this. Whatever way he's not able to, it's just performance.
Yes.
But there is a human, there's an emotion, there's something within.
Willing to be heard, just wanting to.
Yes. Or just to be, sometimes to be validated. So men just want to hear you tell them, well done.
You're doing well.
So I don't have statistics to this. Maybe you should try find out how many women literally, this Odogu we say is because we want to monitor on us.
I have to praise him now.
The praise is because we want something.
Yes.
Yeah, not because we are genuinely praising who he is.
And that's so true.
Yeah, you get it.
That's so
true. Can we, going back to the place where I say as humans, can we help humanity? So how do we help ourselves out of this?
Good.
One is we need to start retraining ourselves. We need to drive campaigns. You're not mad. It's normal to feel this way. We need to drive campaigns.
I like that. You're not mad. It's normal to feel this way.
Yeah, we need to drive campaigns. We need to start a reorientation. We need to teach emotional intelligence. We need to teach. Emotional intelligence also has self-regulation, emotional regulation as part of it.
Yes, we need to teach one of the pillars.
Emotional regulation. We also need to train boys we need to train boys with a sense of responsibility, not entitlement. Yes. We need to do that for boys. Then men, we need to create safe spaces where men can speak up.
Yeah.
I have been in a room so I was watching a video yesterday of a madman who someone picked on the street, met him on the street. This guy I don't think he's taken his bait for maybe like 10 years or so. I don't think. His hair had grown, had locked, the beards everywhere. His body was black, flies all around him. He had tied a lot of like talisman all across his body. And there were these two guys that came, nose mask. They were talking to him. He was fighting them initially. Some other people came. Who had seen him in the area, tried to calm him down. And then they cut all these things out. They shaved his hair. They bathed him. And they gave him new clothes. Guess what happened? He started to cry. That thing broke me. Oh, I'm feeling emotional right now. He started to cry. All he just needed was
a show of love.
Yeah. He started to cry. He was actually not mad.
Exactly.
He's just been ignored. He's just been driven into a tight corner. And when you see this man dressed up new, you would hug him. Yeah, the first sight you would want to hug him. So every man that we see and we think they are monsters. Oh yes, there are a lot of men who can be possessed, and I agree. But like, there's no man who woke up and I want to be possessed. Sometimes we are driven because of the pressure and demands on society, social media. We're measuring ourselves with the others and all that. We really don't have a clear definition of who we are. Identity is model is messed up with the pressure left and right.
Wow.
Yeah. So we get a lot of monsters we've created because of those expectations.
It's like the conversation is getting really, really, I mean, as you're talking, a whole lot of things it's popping up in my head. It's getting really, really exciting. Yeah, raising plenty doors, but I want to cover it because you're entering some kind of matter. Because I was going to ask you about the case of realizing that, well, where marriage or relationship is supposed to be a source of support, but we also see it become a source of stress for the male. What do you think about this and why? Why is this?
There's a lot of answers to that, but I'm going to take it from one position.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just resting on what you said. So a great man once said, "When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable."
Yeah.
I believe in God. I believe God created marriage.
Yes.
Do we understand the purpose why God created marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So why are we getting married? We say things like companionship. Some of us are bored. You really don't need marriage to have a companion. Yes, reproduction and all that. If you need children, you really don't need marriage. I'm just saying, if you are tying your purpose to just those isolated responses, and you just said God created man and God created man to have dominion. I think God had a plan for humanity. And I think, the way I teach children is that God wanted to see himself in a miniature expressing, leadership. And when we talk about God, our idea of God, whichever religion we are, has nothing profane, has nothing immoral. It's something grand, big, and all that. And if you wanted to see that happen, and then the Godhead is what I believe is 3 in 1. That means God is not alone, and God made man, and man was alone, and God said, "No,
it's not good."
Yes, it's not good.
It's not good.
Yes, let me get him. And you read those scriptures. God did not make woman to help him. God started creating and bringing to man. It was Adam who chose woman and named woman.
Yes.
Yes, it was Adam. So Adam had the insight and foresight to know that help has come. And if, as it were, help, that means both of them are on a journey to a goal. So a lot of people get married without knowing the purpose for marrying. A lot of people get married without that foresight and insights. I can get excited with your beauty and I'm taken away. It's part of nature. That's physiology. It's part of nature. But am I getting married because you're beautiful? Does your beauty serve
I'm not
my
always
purpose?
going to look this beautiful every day.
Especially when you have twins.
Amen to that. Anyways,
does your beauty serve my purpose? I think I'm gonna have to start having that understanding. How we marry now evolves, because it's beyond just the excitement to why we're getting married. And then when we get married, will there be stress? Oh, my parents are married for 55 years. I've seen them fight, but the more they fight to stay together. Because we have our differences, and as human beings, we cannot deny the fact that we have our different significant emotional experiences. So what you've experienced, I haven't. What I've experienced, you haven't. So we're bringing two experiences, and sometimes I'm trying to say, hey, see my experiences, they are valid. You are saying, hey, see your experiences, they are valid, and we're not listening to each other. Yeah. And if we can only but listen to each other, it's not that one is more valid. The way this will prick you. It will prick me, but not in the same way.
Yeah.
You feel pain, and at that point, if we start understanding that, see, my work is really to help you You know, in my marriage, I've had, oh boy, I've seen hill and high waters. Yeah. But I keep on asking myself, why did I do this? If the purpose is bigger than you will always readjust to ensure that what you feed from the marriage is just like taking, like we call it in recycling, going from a trash to treasure. For there's beauty in everything.
Yeah.
And if you see that, I believe that it helps you. So what you see, good. Let me just use this as I wrap on this. Now, you had something in mind when you started this whole thing, right? And that has driven you thus far. Good. And there's something you still see that you have not achieved that's keeping you doing this. So it's what you see ahead, what you see matters a lot, especially for the men. So if I see beauty in chaos, whenever I see chaos, I'm excited. You know, as a believer, there's a scripture that says, "One, all things work together for good." So what that does to me is making me know that even what doesn't look like though it's working, Jesus died, and they thought they killed him, but his death was for salvation. Is working something greater. So when your mind is rightly adjusted and set with the right information, as a man, it helps you.
It helps you in your church
in
marriage,
relationship,
and for reduce
the
stress, because
stress will always
stress
come.
is in normal
Jesus
part
said
of
it himself.
life.
He said in this world you'd have it.
It's yeah.
He said it. So stress will come, but it's like I said, the information you have determines how. Okay, good.
A perception to things.
My son comes home. He does something silly, stupid. Is he a stupid child?
No, he has just done something stupid.
Why?
He's your child.
He's a child. He doesn't have my understanding.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Learn, teach him.
Exactly.
Moment, correct in love.
Because I know he's my child. Because I know he doesn't know my response to him. I don't react.
That's because you are functioning well. That's because your mental health is.
And that is because, yes, because I check myself.
Yeah.
Like I said in the beginning, I put myself in an environment where I can get help or be helped.
Yeah. That's one thing. Put yourself in an environment where you can get help or be helped. So now, in closing, Uncle TJ, for this podcast, we really niche down on not necessarily the societal pressure, but those pressure coming from even how the child was raised. So if you were to change two things as a family systems practitioner, you needed to change two things in how the male child is raised in families. You've mentioned these things in your line of conversation all the while, but I just want you to highlight them now. Like, okay, if we're to change something in how we raise the male child, what are those 2 or 3 things that you want them to change? Now, that's one. The closing question will now be, if you want to imagine, a young Nigerian boy listening to this podcast now, listening to this conversation, what is that one message about manhood, about strength, mental health that you want him to carry with him all the rest of his life?
Okay.
Just drop them 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, first, train your boys to have a sense of responsibility. And like I said earlier, not an entitlement mentality.
That's one.
Yeah, that's one. Teach them to lead with love.
That's true.
Yeah, teach them to live with love regardless of, things don't have to be right. They need to put it right. Give them, create a vulnerable space where they can vent without you venting back. Where they can sincerely express how they feel.
Yes.
Where they can tell you they're confused, they're lost, they don't understand.
Yes.
They can give them that space, allow them to cry, hug them when they do. Yes. I think those are the few things you could do.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, TJ. So what's that message to that young Nigerian boy about manhood, strength, and mental health?
When I was coming, my friend, she was asking a question similar to that. I told her, please don't kill yourself. Very slight.
We need you. Don't kill yourself. I beg.
We need you alive. But strength is not the show of power or the absence of weakness. The ability is not the show of power, neither is it the absence of weakness. It's the ability to manage yourself regardless.
Wow.
Yeah. So learn to manage yourself. Don't feel you're out of place if you feel emotionally shortchanged. It's okay to feel that way, but it's not okay to remain that way.
Good.
So reach out. ensure you reach out. Speak out and reach out. Don't stay numb. Don't stay silent. Don't sit on the oars of what society has created. Speak out, reach out.
Speak out, reach out.
The people, I'm here. The people who are willing to listen to you, cry with you, hug you, tell you it's okay, and tell you we'll go through this together.
Wow. In other words, you are not mad. It is normal. Thank you so much, Uncle TJ. This has been a very exciting conversation, and this conversation feels really, really personal to me because, like I was sharing before behind this, and I was telling you about, different cases I've had to handle when dealing with men, and that thing about I need to know it. It's okay not to know it.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it. You don't need to know it all. You are not God. I've just borrowed the word of what's her name now, Mama Funke, where she always say, "You are not El Shaddai."
Oh, you Shaddai.
The day you assume that you are El Shaddai, you are on your way to dying, and when you die, please don't die. I think that's the reason I'm doing this. Just don't die, please. It's already terrible. It's already funny that the life expectancy for men is already lesser than that of women. Then to now bring it down to Nigeria, it is, I think, about 30 years for UK now. I can't remember exactly that for the US. For UK, it's like 80 years. For Nigeria, it's 54. 52, 54. That's terrible already. And then the suicide rate, the one reported, I think is not so sure now. I didn't check, but I didn't check before I got on this program. It's about 1,500 every month reported, and there's a lot in Nigeria not reported because we are still dealing in a society that don't think what make you go kill yourself is an abomination, is a taboo. So your family don't even want to report it. A committed suicide. We need you alive. Please speak up. You are a man. Speak up. Don't do this thing of I need to know how to figure it. You don't need to know how to figure it. It is not good that you be alone. That's why this is not even in case of marriage now. I'm saying this general humanity. It is not good that the man be alone. It's not good. So find yourself in a circle, like our guest that said, where you can be helped, where you can be vulnerable, where nobody judges you, where you're not trying to perform. Because at the end of the day, realize that we are first human before our sexes. Before our gender. The only thing, like you said, the only difference that we should be seeing between the male and female is that which is biological in terms of your sex. It's not the one that is gender defined, which means that the differences that is put on us by society, by family pressure and all of that. So I hope we've learned a thing or two. And this is me saying happy. Should I be saying happy? What's I want to celebrate
happy
now?
Men's mental health.
Men's mental health month. Please, we need you alive. I need you alive. Society needs you alive. We still need our men. We still need our providers. We still need our protectors, right? Because there's just that thing you can do that we cannot do. Today I was going to buy something. I had to drag my brother to follow me. I said, there's a way they will treat me when they see you stand there. So we respect and we still need you. Healthy, functional in your best way. But in all, realize that stress is a normal part of life, and your ability to know that you are sound mentally, it's you being able to go through those stresses of life and still be functional. So thank you very much, Uncle TJ. How did they get to meet you? Because sometimes the thing is, they feel like there's nobody we can talk to. I've had to work a lot with men, right? But sometimes you still have that thing of, I want to see them. Oh, they are too expensive. Are you very expensive? Because I am. I'm not expensive. I think I'm just.
I think one of the mistakes. one of the mistakes we make is that we assume before we try.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just try.
Exactly.
Online, unusual TJ.
Just try. So reach out. If you, in case you don't know any, say I don't know any. In fact, you're found two. So reach out to a mental health practitioner and stay in a community where you can be helped. So until we come your way next time, stay blessed, stay healthy, check yourself and be fine. Happy.
Stay alive.
Very important. Stay alive. This one is warning. Stay alive. Hey, stay alive. stay alive. So thank you very much, Uncle CJ.
My pleasure.
It's good having you on board. Thank you so much. So just in case you watched this till the end and you were carried away by the conversation and you forgot that you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to this channel, comment, share, and like. And if there's any conversation, like there's something you want us to talk about, right, please do want to drop it in the comment section, or you can simply just send me a mail, info@esoiden.com, and we'll pick it up from there. Then have a beautiful day ahead. Bye.